Hey guys, how's it going? This is Rayla with KittyBit, and we're here with more quests on Final Fantasy VII Remake. This side quest is going to unlock fast travel. It is not available, however, until Chapter 14, which is where we are, so you want to be sure that you're in Chapter 14 before trying to watch this video. Anyway, let's get going. So as you can see, we are in the Sector 5 slums area. After this chapter begins, they're going to tell you that side quests are open up, pretty obviously. So just north of where Chadley is here, in the Sector 5 slums, you're going to find the very first side quest you're going to want to do. Talk to the Chocobo stable hand. What he's going to do is tell you to go out and find 3 Chocobos. Finding these 3 is going to unlock fast travel for you, which is going to make the rest of your side quests and pretty much everything you do from here onward much easier. So like I said, this is the first thing you want to do. Now, this guy's going to sit here and tell us the whole life story and cry, so we are going to go ahead and skip on forward to finding them birds. Alrighty, so directly behind the stable hand, you will see we are going to go into the scrapyard here. So it's not too far of a run to the first Chocobo, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the fight you're going to get into once we get to the Chocobo. So 2 of these birds are going to have fights attached to them, and one of them is nice and easy. You just give them the greens, and you're good to go. So just stay the path, don't take any side paths along here, and you'll quickly come across your very first Chocobo. The boss fight for this is not really he's not a tough fight. I actually just recommend slotting some elemental and wind materia to Barrett's gun, Big Bertha. And when you get into this fight, I would just hang back, stay away from any black holes that he drops, and fire your gun at him until you can use your supercharge and then hit him with maximum fury. That pretty much will drop this guy really fast. The other thing is he has a move called gravity. As you use gravity, or as he uses gravity, you want to switch between your characters, hit them with as many limit breaks as you can, and try to interrupt him. That will make it so you can actually use spells on him. If you haven't broken the Dark Shroud around him, then do not use your spells. He will just absorb it, and it extends the fight, makes everything much longer and harder, makes things more difficult. So just getting through some menu work here. Like I said, as soon as you run up to the bird, the monster will attack. Just no spells, break his gravity, interrupt that, and use Barrett for ease. And like I said, if he drops a black hole, go all the way to the other side of the arena. It has a ridiculous amount of range to it. Oh, and be sure to assess him as soon as you can, since he is a boss and will give you a few hints. Pretty much just tells you what I just said. Alright, moving on to the next bird. Alright, so moving from the first bird fight location, we're going to go up this ladder here. There will be a couple fights between us and the next bird. Most of them you can run past, but there are a couple like this one right here I'm about to get into. If there are monsters right next to an area transition, such as a ladder, an area where you have to squeeze or climb through, anything like that, unfortunately the flea system in this game doesn't let you get through those areas while there's monsters nearby, so some of these fights you might have to actually go through. For those, just like I said, I usually just hop on Barrett and pop them really fast like there. So where we are going is we are heading back toward the church where we met Aerith. It's not a very long path. It's only maybe 1-2 minute run, especially if you skip all the fights. Just avoid any of the side paths, stay on the straight and narrow. Now, when you first come through this area, you may see Johnny complaining about some things. If you want this to stay nice and simple, I would say ignore him for now, because he's going to add some extra quest elements to this path here if you go and talk to him immediately. So you might just want to skip that for now till you get these birds done. This set of hedgehog pies or whatever monsters might appear here, you can go ahead and skip these. Just run past them. If you want. If you need an EXP, then by all means, feel free to grind and kill everything in your path.
Okay, let's go.
Go ahead and kill. You can skip these guys actually too, or kill them if you like. And you will see the next bird right to your left. You may have to run through this gate. That's where the fleeing stops or starts. Once you get through there, though, it should go away. This bird has no fight attached to it. You just give it the greens, and you are good to go. By the way, before you start using fast travel too much after you unlock this, you should have already picked up the pedometer materia near Aerith's house. So this is unlocked. Chocobo fast travel near the church. But if you have the pedometer one, you're going to want to run around a bit just to unlock that. That becomes an AP up materia, which levels up your materia much faster. So I actually recommend getting that. Now for the next bird, we're going to run just north to the church. There's actually a chocobo. There's a chocobo drop off here. This is the only time you're ever going to pay for fast travel. So pay the 300 to go to the collapsed expressway entrance. Or if you are working on the pedometer materia, you can run straight south to this. It just takes probably 5 to 10 minutes to run down there, so it can be a little bit annoying. Alright, now we're at the collapsed expressway entrance. So you can either come from the north or the south. I recommend coming from the south because there's less annoying fights on the south and less that you have to actually fight. I believe there's only 2 total fights here. You absolutely have to because of the area transitions. If you come from the north, there's a lot of transitions, meaning a lot of fights that you really can't run past. After you first climb through here, you're going to have a fight here. I've already been here recently, so I killed off the monsters, so they're not here. But there will be some monsters here that you can't skip because of this ladder. And these monsters here, unfortunately, you cannot skip this little fight here because right around the corner there's a ladder you gotta go down. As you can see, you can't skip it. So for them, you might as well just run in, chop them up real quick, finish them off as fast as you can. The Gorgers aren't that strong. They've been here. They're the same level as they were the first time you came through. So once you chop them up, just head down this ladder, head up the next ladder. And there is a fight on the other side of this ladder, but you can actually skip that one. So while these guys will try to pick a fight with you, if you just run into this little barrier over here and go straight up to the transition, it will allow you to flee. I don't see why all of the transitions don't have this. I think if you just run up to a transition, it should just go ahead and start fleeing, but I guess someone in development wasn't quite thinking. Alright, so all these upcoming fights you can skip until you get to the Chocobo. Just follow the path. Since I'm going to be running through skipping fights, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the boss fight that comes along with this Chocobo. It's one of the most annoying fights in the game, in my opinion. You're going to be up against 3 Tripopolises, I think is their name. They have 3 moves. Aroga, their Aroga really hurts, so you should probably throw your elemental materia into someone's armor, probably the person you want to use the most, whoever you're most comfortable with, along with a wind materia, so you can take a little less damage from Aroga. They have a move called Dance. When they use Dance, if you interrupt them by hitting them and attacking them a lot while they use it, you're actually going to make them split. They actually clone themselves. As you can see here, I'm throwing some wind and elemental materia into Tifa's because I liked using her for this fight. She staggers them the quickest. But back onto how they clone. When they clone, you want to be sure to attack the Proto Tripopolis that spawns when they clone. You'll do damage to that one at a much better rate and damage the actual Tripopolis much faster. You can also use, I recommend Bio for this fight, and your summons. They all make the fight really a bit quicker, but the fight is all about they have way too much defense. They're resistant to melee and magical damage, and when you stagger them, they only stay staggered for literally like 1 full second. So most of the game mechanics you're used to don't really apply to this fight. It's more of a fight of attrition. You're going to just basically be grinding these guys out. It's going to take a while. It's a really annoying fight, but keep at it. just keep bearing into them as much as you can. If you want to get a lot of hits on them fast and really work the trigger rate up or the stagger rate up, Barrett's good for that, and so is Tifa. I don't feel Cloud was very well suited for this fight, so just stick with it, guys. You'll get through them. Use everything at your disposal. Like I said, bio, and get through it, and then we'll have our bird. Alrighty, so after one really annoying fight, we now have our third and last Chocobo. After he eats, it will give you the option to head back to Sam. I definitely recommend, normally I like to explore this. After you've got it, you unlock all the fast travel now. I would highly recommend going to Sam, though, from here with the fast travel option, because if you don't, you're going to have a lot of fights in either direction, so it's just more convenient. Now that you've rescued all 3 birds, Sam will be ready to hand over your reward. He's going to give you a VIP card for his services, meaning you will no longer have to pay for fast travel. You'll be able to get all over the place much faster, much easier, and it's going to make all the rest of the side quests, everything in the story, everything from here on, much, much easier for you. So that's why you want to do it first. That way you have convenience and it makes everything more streamlined for you. So, alrighty, guys, hope this helped you out. If you're new to the channel, likes, subs, all that are completely up to you. What we ask for around here, though, is, if it's within your means, consider adopting or rescuing an animal. ASPCA.org, petfinder.com. You can also Google your local animal rescue and adoption options. If you can't bring one home with you due to allergies, living conditions, what have you, there's plenty of other ways to help out those animals, such as consider donating your time or your money or assets to nearby charitable organizations for animal welfare or ASPCA, whatever organizations or nonprofits might be near you, or the Humane Society. So if you've got love to show, love to give, there's plenty of ways to show it, plenty of ways to give it, and unfortunately, there's plenty of animals out there who could use that love. So show them what you got, guys. Speaking of love, I love you, and remember, buy your fun, not your fam. Adopt, don't shop. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.